Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It's Friday. Now, usually you see my Food Finds Friday, but I've been ill this week, so I have not been out, not getting to the store. So hopefully Food Finds Friday will continue next Friday. We got to go to we're doing, if you don't know this, we're going through my local store each week, aisle by aisle, by just going over things in there that maybe I use again, maybe I still use, maybe I don't, why I don't, and different things and what I'm using now. So we're going to go each week to a different aisle. This way it wouldn't be such a long video. I mean, we're just taking it aisle by aisle. And I think everybody's store is probably set up the same with the same things in the aisle. But last week we did condiments. It was like mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, salad dressings, pickles, olives, marinades, canned beans and vegetables, and canned tunas. I think that's it in a nutshell. So if you haven't seen that, I hope if I remember to link it, I will, but I never remember to link anything. But it was last Friday's Food Finds Friday. But today we are spilling the tea. Now, I was going to make this last Monday, but I got sick, so we didn't do anything last Monday. But a few of you I went over with my Facebook group, and I went over in lives, and I ask all the time. I have this information. It's not, again, let's preface this before we get any further. None of this is happening. This is all hearsay. Well, Dee, why are you talking hearsay? Because some of you don't know. Like, why should I be the only one that knows this stuff? So that's why I share it with you. And if this is something you don't want to hear about, then click right out of the video. I know some things are like, I don't like to talk about things unless I know really concrete information. This is all about a pilot program that people have been asked to join. Now, they let me know. Again, they email me and say, hey, look, I was asked to be on this pilot program with some information, some screenshots. So I think it's interesting. It's conversation. Do not be offended by, oh my God, you're spreading rumors, Dee. I'm not spreading rumors. I'm just telling you what these people are doing. Is it the truth for them? Yeah, they're on it. It's, but is it going to affect us? Yeah, no. At least not now. Nothing happens till, if it happens, it'll be back in, things always happen in November. But I just think it's interesting, and I wanted to share the things that they're looking at. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to sit there and go, oh my God, guess what they're doing? Do you believe this? I'm going to be the first one to say it. I mean, things like this are always controversial. I always put that out there. I know people are not going to like this. I know they're not. And I choose to do it anyway because there's people that do like it. And it's all for like the sake of conversation. Like if the things here are interesting that they're having this pilot program, and I thought we would discuss it as adults. And if you can't discuss it like an adult, I guess, well, then you should just look for tomorrow's Wayne video, because it's a fun video. Yes, it is fun. It is light. But it's interesting because a lot of you don't know. And I think it's interesting what's going on. So, and we know Weight Watchers does pilot programs all the time. This is, again, nothing new. I ain't doing anything that's, curing cancer here. They do pilot programs all the time. But it's just interesting in this pilot program what they're looking at. I need to pull up the email. I had 2 people reach out to me. I did. And I thank them. And I will not tell you who they are. But it's interesting that, the things that they're thinking. So they're like, it's interesting that the names that they're choosing in this program. But again, like I said, we might not see any of these changes. So don't get upset. Calm down. Breathe. Okay. I think they said the 0-point foods are the same. 0 points have stayed the same. The diabetic plan is still there. Now, when they were asked to do this, let me see if I could pull it up. Let me go to the first. Interesting, which I thought was interesting. It's an email from WW. Help us improve. WW invites members to test drive new programs updates before they're made public and share their feedback. Would you like to opt into the testing? Excuse me. You're going to hear me cough a lot. Daily points. Keeping track. Well, we don't want to talk about that. Sorry about that. There is the weekly points, I believe, are all put into something called flex points. And the weeklies are in there, the rollovers are in there, and the activities are in there. So we're still getting them, but they're called flex points. And the interesting thing is they're putting, you don't see the week, you just see the day. And they're putting everything into every day. And according to this, and again, don't know, that the daily points might change, which I think is interesting. I guess depending on how you use your flex points. But it's interesting that they put them all, it's all listed out into one day, and you see it, and it's all with flex points. Interesting. And it's that they're called flex, because didn't they have a program called Flex? So it's interesting. It's again, it's this, and when you think about this, and I'm going to put this out there, these programs really don't change that much. They're tweaking it so it almost sounds different, but it truly isn't. Like, we'll call it flex points, but you're still getting these same points. They're just twisted around. So I always like when they do that, because they're acting like they're changing something, and they're really not. They're just mixing it up. So maybe in our minds, it seems like it's different, but it really isn't. There's no water tracker, which I kind of get and kind of don't. I mean, because they're so big with water, but I think they realize that realistically, people are not following through with all that water. So I think maybe they're, not that water isn't a good idea, because it is, but maybe in that excess, it's not. I don't know. Again, I'm just guessing. Don't shoot me. But the water tracker is not there. And guess what else isn't there? The blue dot. I may be a little excited about that one. The blue dot. Well, as we said before, I don't even know why it's there now, because technically they can't tell you whether you're in the healthy eating range when they tell you not to track your 0-point foods. You don't have to weigh and measure them. They're 0 point. So they really don't know what you're eating to sit there and say you're in a healthy eating zone. So there is no blue dot. I like how I scribbled something and I have no idea what I wrote. Did you ever do that? Scribble something, you have no idea what you wrote? Yeah, I have no idea. Let's see, maybe I wrote it from this email. Looks like they, blue dots are gone, and refined views of points. The weekly view is gone, and everything is shuffled into my day. As you use your weekly dailies activity points, these are the flex points, your daily suggestion changes. So that's interesting. But there is the diabetic option. Zeros follow the current plan with diabetic options, no changes. Flex seems to be another name for weekly, or a combination of weekly rollovers and activity into one. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. Do I think that that's terrible? No, I don't really think it's that different. I do, excuse me, I do like the idea of the blue dot one, of course, and I like the idea that they kept the diabetic plan. I think that's a smart thing, and they were only put on this for a 2-week trial, so that's interesting. That's only for 2 weeks, and they're paid $75 to do this. Fun! I would do it for free. So it says, extend your range with flex points. This is coming from WW. Flex points are added during the week from activity you track and rollover points. They're part of your daily points range and can be used whenever and however you like. So that's them. Use your daily points by tracking your food. Your daily points range is designed to help you lose weight in a healthy rate and can be used on any food you choose. And here's the simplify healthy eating. Is based on overall nutrition information. Calories are considered with saturated fat and added sugars driving points up, while fiber and protein and unsaturated fats lower the points value. I do get that. I'm a big believer in points because of that. And I know people, have, we all say different things about points and yada, yada, yada. But they actually are looking at all the nutritional information of the food, not just one thing. Like calories don't tell you anything. It could be the best calories, but not the best nutrition with saturated fat and sugar and protein and stuff like that. So I did a whole video on why I do points and calories versus calories, because I feel it's just, they did the work for me. And it's honestly, for me, and only me, I find it much easier. And they've done all that work. And yes, I complain when things don't make sense, but I know why they don't make sense. And even though something may be high in points and low in calories, doesn't mean I don't eat it. That's why you have those rollovers, those flex points, those weeklies. So always remember that we're in our head that, oh my gosh, this is 8 points, but it's 90 calories. I'm not eating it. Take them out of your weekly point bank. And it's not, always look at I always say, if you're worried about that amount of points, look at the calories. And if it's 70 calories, then don't sweat it. I can't sweat the small stuff like that. But that's the tea. It's not much. I hope I didn't lead on you to believe that it was a lot. But it's interesting how they're just, again, flipping the whole entire thing. Same idea, same food, just flipped a little and throwing it, calling it flex, putting it here versus over here. I think when people see it separated, they tend not to use points. And I think that's why they're gaping them together. So there are people out there that don't eat weekly points. They just don't. I don't know why, but they don't. So maybe if they're grouped together right along your day, you might not feel as tragic going into them. So I think that may be the way that they're going, trying to let the weeklies look less elusive, like, oh, they're separate. So here they're all together. It's all streamlined across. It makes a lot of sense. I do think that's a good way to go. I do like a lot of these changes. I will say if this actually happens. I don't know. I don't. I can't say that's going to happen. I can't sit there. I can't say that this is going to happen, but it's interesting that this is what they're doing. And that's what I wanted to share, that this is how they're thinking. And I'm actually pretty happy that not much is, if it stays like this, really, it's just not changed. It's just kind of reconfigured. And I kind of like that, because I think we need to stay with the same program. I feel they change sometimes too much, and we're just like, well, yeah. You can't keep doing that to people, because people leave. People want structure. They want, like, that's why personal points was just everywhere, because you could just keep, it was just, it was everywhere. We need structure, and we need continual structure. And they really can't do much more with this algorithm. And what are they going to do? Take out something now? I mean, they've put all those things in there, and I don't see that changing. But then again, I don't work for them. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I would guess, that's what I would guess. So I just wanted to share that in case, you're interested. Again, don't slam me for just, people email me. But I thought it's interesting. I just wanted to celebrate there's no blue dot. I know some of you love the blue dot. I do. I understand that. But for them, I would say there's more people that don't like it than actually like it. Kind of like personal points. There's more people that hated it than actually liked it. So I feel the same way about the blue dot. And I think a lot of people who would complain they weren't eating enough were all blue dot people. If I had to lay a guess, is all. But that is it for today. I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. Again, if you're on the pilot program, you can email me too. Why not? Let me know what you think of the pilot program, and we'll talk about it over email. Apparently, I must be like the Weight Watchers gossip. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hate me. It's discussion. Again, it's not happening. But let me know. And let me know in the comment section, what do you think of some of these things? Again, I don't think it's a big difference. It's interesting the way they're putting it out there. I kind of like it. But again, who knows if this is going to happen. So I will see you tomorrow for weighing and meeting topic du jour. Thanks for watching.